You have to start living for you. I'm making this video because I'm at the gym and I was thinking about a video that I just made and I was thinking about putting it on YouTube because sometimes I'll make a video on here and then I'll transfer it over to my channel. And so I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck, I want to post this video, but like I started off saying like I'm the type of bitch or whatever. So I'm like, if my parents see this, I don't want them to start thinking like, why would he start a video like that? Or just like caring about what my parents are gonna think. And I just feel like you have to, like, we, especially us, like ethnic kids from like ethnic backgrounds and stuff, we have to start living for ourselves. I know it's hard because that's not the way we're raised. We're raised to please our parents and live for our parents kind of, but I knew it was getting really bad for me when one day, and I'm even kind of like scared to say this out loud, but excuse me. One day I was just thinking about, I think I watched a video and I think somebody else said how they won't be able to live their life until they're waiting for their parents to die before they can live their life. Or like if their parents were to die today, they would kind of be happy because they could live the life that they truly want to live without worrying about what their parents think. And that really held a lot of power for me. That really held a lot of emotions for me, because like who wants to not necessarily wish death on their parents, but like think something like, damn, I can't really live my life the way that I want to because my parents are alive. Like no one wants to live that lifestyle. Like we want to take care of our parents. We want to watch our parents grow old. We want to have the kind of love for our parents that requires us to take care of them and clean their ass if necessary, because they did that for us, right? Like your parents, like my grandma, she would like literally use her mouth to like suck the snot out of my nose. That's love. So like we want to do that for our parents, but it makes it hard for us because we can't help but to think that at a certain age, their love kind of dies down or their understanding for us kind of dies down. So it's hard for us to reciprocate that to them. So I just feel like it's hard, and I'm really talking to myself, but I like to make videos like this and like share it with other people because I'm still learning and figuring things out on my own. But like, I really want to start living my life for me without worrying about what my parents are gonna think, what my parents are gonna say, because that's not living. You're not living when you're doing that. And it's just something they're gonna have to get over, because if they really love you, they will try to understand who you are. You know, they're not gonna make you, I feel like no parent, if you're choosing to be a parent, if you're choosing to have a kid, there's a certain level of like patience, forgiving, understanding, like grace that you should have for your child, you know? Because we really are an extension of our parents in some way, shape, or form. So I don't want to like preach too much, but I was just at the gym, and usually I wait until I'm out of the gym and then I make the video. But I want to learn how to get in the moment, have these thoughts and post them and put them down, because by the time I decide to wait and share it, it's not there. It doesn't come out the same. It's because like it's like there's a certain type of energy, there's a certain type of vibe. I keep looking that way because I'm trying to see if anyone's gonna come to the gym, because no one's in the gym right now. Type of energy, there's a certain type of vibe that comes with stuff like this. Just like how Michael Jackson would say, when he gets an idea, he puts it in the works, he does it immediately, he doesn't wait, he doesn't hesitate no matter the time, because he knows that God is going to give it to Prince, or he doesn't want God to give it to Prince, and that's really true. So there are moments where I've had thoughts, I've had ideas, and I don't want to make it the video, I don't want to say the thing, I don't want to post it because I'm worried about how people will receive it or what other people will think. And then I'll get on the fucking internet 2 weeks later, maybe even a day later, maybe even an hour later, and someone is talking about the same shit that I want to talk about, and they even got the views. They got the views, they got everything, and I'm just like, bitch, I'm pretty sure this was my shit first. And then like God was like, well, I got to get this message out somehow, so pass it on to you. And I don't want to do that. I don't care how scary the thought is. I don't care how weird, I don't care how different it is. I want to say it, and if it's wrong, I want to be able to be surrounded and have a community that can tell me, okay, like this, I hear where you're coming from, I can understand, or like trying to figure it out, and then teach me. Because on the internet, a lot of us, we hop on a hate train, we want to cancel people. No, how do you expect people to learn? And one thing about me, you could be right, but the way that you're trying to correct me will determine if I want to listen to you, because I don't want to hear you belittling me, talking shit to me. I'm not going to care what you're saying. If I'm wrong, then I'm going to stand 10 toes behind what I said, even if I know I'm wrong, because why are you talking to me like that? You know? So yeah, the moral of the story is we have to start living for us. We have to start doing what we want to do. I want to say within reason. I don't want to be like, oh, go do whatever. Like a part of me is like, yeah, go do whatever you want to do. But I'm still kind of like, oh, wait, don't like, but I don't want you to not do it because, oh, your parents. I don't want you to do, because bitch, this is your life. This is your life. This is not your parents' life. You are a part of their life, but you are not, that is not your job to sit there and like cater to your parents' happiness. They have to be the source of their own happiness. You cannot have a child and try to make that child the source of your happiness. If that's what you're doing, don't do that, because you don't know the type of child you're gonna have. So therefore, you're just waiting for a possibility of disappointment. Do not do that. Live for yourself. Allow, your parents are grown. These are grown folks that we're talking about. They have to figure out how to make them happy, because a lot of them had kids thinking that the kids were gonna give them purpose. That's why a lot of people that I know from like my hometown, or like young people that are just having kids, they're having kids out of boredom. They're staying in the same city, in the same town, knowing the same people, doing the same things. Now you feel like you ain't got no purpose. When you have this big ass world in front of you and you're having a child at the age of 20 when you haven't even lived life yet because you're doing what the Bible says, or you don't know what else to do with yourself, go live. Go live life. Now your life is on hold. Sure, your parents can take care of your baby for this weekend. What the? And then you got to go back to being a parent. You have not seen anything. Now you got to wait until the kid goes off to college before you can really live your life, because now you're living for your children. And then when your children get older and they're not doing what you want, you're like, oh, well, I did this for you. I sacrificed. Huh? Did I tell you that I wanted to be here in the first place? You had me for your own selfish reasons, and now you're pissed off because I'm not living the life that you want me to live. No. You cannot be having kids because you don't have purpose. Go figure it out. Having the kid is not the answer. Live and then have a kid. And I don't want to sit here telling people what to do, but that's just my little advice. I know. And I know the Bible says, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. To me, I don't think those are like clear, oh, you should not do this because you're going to hell. Even though Christianity and religion kind of like projects it that way, I think these are just like advice. Hey, you have sex before marriage, you're probably going to end up with a kid. And chances of you and the baby father sticking it out, even though you can get married and all those things and you guys can still divorce in it, but I don't think the Bible is necessary, or maybe the Bible is, but I wouldn't take it that way, where it's like, these are just kind of suggestions, advice. Hey, you get a tattoo, you put a tattoo on your body, be prepared for the chances of you not liking that tattoo, for the chances of you having to live with that tattoo. When you want to have your body done, go ahead and change your gender if you want, go ahead and do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, but just know that there will be consequences if shit don't happen the way you want it to, if it don't work out the way you want it to work out, okay? It could go good, it could go bad, but you're risking it, right? Like being gay, for example. Go ahead. But now we have HIV and shit, and it's just like, okay, like whatever, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, but now I have to think about the idea of like catching STDs, but is that gonna stop me from doing what I want? No, it's just, I have to be able to live with the decisions that I choose to make. I don't mean to be preaching. Let me go back to the original point of this video. Stop living for your parents, live for yourself, and your parents have to decide whether or not they're going to love their child that they decided to bring into this world. It's not your job, it's not our job to please or cater to our parents' every need. We want to take care of our parents. Look, that's a natural instinct. Just how like it's a natural instinct for parents to want to parent, it's a natural instinct for us to look at our parents and be like, you've done so much for me, let me give this back. Which child doesn't want to take care of their parent? But when your child is 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, you're like, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, or when are you gonna take care of me? Can you let them get it together? Yeah, because you had a child at 25 and you were forced to adult quickly because life handed you a certain type of card that you had to play. Now you're blaming them instead of blaming your choices and how you decided to move. I don't know. But you can't have kids and be like, oh, you're 25. When you get a certain age, maybe like 30, your child, maybe that you should worry a little bit. But your child is freshly 18, freshly 20 years old, 21, 22, and you're already wanting them to pay you back? No, that's not, I'm not saying you should take care of them to their half of 100 or whatever, but come on now, like, relax. and trust. African parents be God, 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 but you don't trust the God to make sure this child, maybe because God is not turned out the way that you expected. But either way, God is full of surprises. Moral of the story, stop trying to make your parents your